And we're live.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to On the Spike. Brad the Impaler here. We're here with Sinatra. He's going to be putting me on the spike to celebrate 500 subs. I want to say right off the bat, thank you for coming, Sinatra.
You're very welcome.
I think this is going to mean it's going to actually be a big video. Once if I get bigger, this will be the one where everybody goes back and gets their questions answered because I may never do this again.
Well, yeah, it's a chance for people to get to know you.
Right. I love it. And so thank you for everyone who subscribed to me. I can't even believe it. I guess we'll get started now.
All right. So what made you want to start a YouTube channel?
I was watching cunts like Bearing and Armored Skeptic and June saying the shit and delivering these response videos. And I'm like, yeah, those are great. That's awesome and everything. But you're not saying the shit that really needs to be said. The main points that need to be taken down in these fucking arguments. You know? And so I had that itch, basically, that just needed to be scratched.
Somewhere you mentioned Shoe on Head and Gutenberg got immediately pissed off.
Right.
Fucking bitch. So what was your first video about? What was the thought process behind it? Because everyone's first video is a little rough.
Yeah, my first video was a little rough. I had to be taught how to use a video editor. Anonymous roommate actually did that. He helped me learn how to use one.
What a nice man.
Yeah, he's great. So anyway.
So not anymore.
So now what we have going on is my first video. I can't remember which one my first one is, but if I see the video, give me a second, I'll know what my thought process was through it. Because I had written a few videos before I even put any up.
Hello, Amanda. I see you in chat.
Let's see here. So my first video was Grape Culture is a Feminist Construct, Part 1. And that one had really pissed me off. That whole topic of rape culture, because it really fucking demonizes all men, just in the basic assumption that if you're a female, a male is going to sexually harass you. The odds are
1 in 3, don't you know?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I had to actually attack this. To me, I felt like I would be, I would not be doing what I thought was right if I weren't tackling that issue. And then it just started rolling into all the other shit that I did.
Your tweet for going live is still in Spanish.
I don't understand why it does that. My account is in English. Everything is in English. So I have to keep going back to Twitter and I have to keep saying, there it is. So I have to retweet here in English. This says going live. I don't understand it, man. I have to figure that out.
IP geolocation.
IP geolocation?
Are they just assuming? You're close enough.
Yeah, they're just assuming, I guess. Anyway, yeah, it's stupid, so I fixed it. I always just retweet and this says we're live.
So most of us tend to have more of a preference towards doing more political stuff or more cultural stuff like the feminists and Black Lives Matter. Which do you prefer?
I prefer toxic ideas in general. Okay, so right now the most popular toxic ideas are feminism, Black Lives Matter, this whole anti-border mentality. It's all very bad news in my opinion, and it's very toxic thinking that while compassionate will lead to the destruction of a nation.
You remember when a one world government was a conspiracy theory? Now it's
Yes.
racist if you don't like it.
Yeah. It's fucking insane, man.
It is. We were talking briefly the other day about what happened with Garrett.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you want to go into that on this video?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Give us a quick breakdown of that.
So this guy said we were having he was having some discussion with some people, and he had said something like people only bring up the Armenian Jewish genocide. I did this the other night too. I don't know what the hell's going on. The Armenian genocide. Well, when I think of genocides, I think of the Hitler. So I automatically think the Jews, and it just slips into that. But anyway, the Armenian genocide is only brought up when they're insulting Cenk Uyghur. And I was like, does this somehow make it less horrible or something like that? He goes, no, how would you ever assume anything like that? And I was like, I'd like to have this guy on the spike and have a conversation with him. And then he like insulted me because he said, to most of my viewers, I didn't have to explain it like a child. I'm like, you motherfucker. So I'm like, no, you can't come on my show if you're going to be that disrespectful when I'm just asking a question.
So I caught a fair amount of shit this morning for I white knighted for Tim a little bit, and I caught a fair amount of shit for it. But you've sat down with him and you've talked to him for quite a long time.
Yeah.
And at the moment, this is something that's just going on right now, but people can look back on this and go, how does Brad treat people who think outside of the box as opposed to how he normally does?
Right.
So what's your take on Tim and people giving you shit for talking to him?
If people are going to say shit about, you're talking to him, I fiercely hate the idea of echo chambers. Okay. That's my thing. I want to be able to bring people on. I want them to be able to express their ideas, and I want to be able to have an argument with that person, and maybe some people can learn some stuff. That's all I'm hoping for. I want to open up a conversation. That's all I'm about. I don't see it as sides. I really don't.
Well, that's how I try to see it.
Right.
But everything going on with Bering and the doxing is kind of strange.
I mean, we're all sharing the same internet, just like I would say if it were, in real life fighting, we're all sharing the same world. Let's just fucking get along and argue amicably.
Well, don't you wish?
Right.
So did you always have an interest in this kind of stuff, or is this something you've been more awake to?
I'm woke as a motherfucker. No, I don't know. I've always been interested in these extreme ideas that people want to shout out. Like I had a problem with the extreme Christians. If I were making videos back then, I would have been just fucking dogpiling the shit out of them, because it was no way to represent the ideology, but they made it the face of the ideology, and it was kind of horrible. At
the moment, we're seen as more right-leaning people making videos about the toxic left.
Well, yeah, somebody said, is this an alt-right chat? Is this an alt-right chat? I think I'm in the wrong place.
Well, sometimes it sounds like that. But do you think in a couple years we could be making videos about the right the same way we're doing about the left?
Yes. Hell yes.
That's an answer I was hoping I was going to get.
Hell yes. I mean, the right, especially the authoritarian right, really needs to be put in its place if it starts rearing its ugly head again, for sure.
Well, I feel like the Christians have gotten pretty quiet as of late.
Mm-hmm.
This new pope has done wonders.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, the Christians need to understand that religion has no place in government whatsoever. No place.
Well, I was talking to my buddy about it the other day, and we were talking about Sharia law, and he's like, the Christians are way worse than Sharia law. I was like, not anymore, dude.
Right.
No,
because
Sharia law involves government.
Yeah, it's an inclusion of the government, because you have to be able to kill people, honor killings and shit.
Gross. So, what made you want to start on the spike, and how did you land your first guest, Roaming Millennial? That's a good get.
Well, actually, okay, so my first guest was a political outsider.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. He's a little known channel, but I was on the creator chat. There's like a creator forum. If you have a certain amount of subscribers, you can post to it or whatever. So I was looking for collabs. Yeah, I'll send it to you. You can ask for collabs and shit and talk to people, other creators. And I picked him up there. I was just like, hey, anybody want to do a political interview? And he was all for it. But when I got Roaming Millennial, I had just been, I don't know how it happened. I was dragged into some random chat and Roaming Millennial was there. And while I was there, I was like, I really want to do an interview with you. And she's like, yeah, anytime. And then that was it. So then I emailed her, and this was after a little bit of a pause, and she agreed, and we got that going. That was amazing. She was very insightful.
Yeah, I tried reaching out to her a couple times, and I've had about as much luck with her as you've had with Sargon.
Right. Sargon is just out. He's out of my reach, man. I guess I'm just too small for him.
But Bering was super easy to get a hold of.
Oh, Bering doesn't give a shit. If you make good content, if you make him laugh, then he'll give you the time of day.
Yeah, it was like 2 emails, and we were in a stream together.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are just hard.
Yeah.
But I think Bering kind of likes hanging with us, so it probably wasn't that bad.
Well, Sargon's a lot more serious, and Sargon really has to put a lot of research into his videos when he does them.
And he's a parent and shit too, so he's doing all types of shit.
Exactly right. So he's rather busy.
I straight up just lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, what? Let's say you can start doing YouTube full time.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any plans for that? What you would want to do? Because as easy and as well, I wouldn't say easy, but as fun as it is, getting and making feminist responses are gonna get boring to people.
They're already getting there for me.
Well, some of them are fucking hilarious. Like,
oh yeah.
I don't know why Rory makes me laugh my fucking ass off.
What I mean is, for my creative interests, it's getting a little boring.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, people are still making great content, like for sure. But there are so many topics that I feel have been well covered. I only wanted to hit the ones that I didn't think were well covered, and there's other things I wanted to move on to.
So what would you want to do in the future?
So I have these totally kind of hypothetical plans of, if I reach a large enough amount of subscribers and maybe patrons that I could do this as a living and not have to worry about working, trying to get a job after. I want to do a face reveal, and then I want to start doing comedy sketches.
I imagine you look just like your avatar.
Actually, you're quite right. I do look a lot like my avatar.
There's so many interesting things. Like, I could ask you as a content creator, Brad should go MGTOW.
I was thinking of going Alex Jones once. Like, I was like, do I really want to put a personality, make a character? I could be just this guy screaming into his microphone all the time.
Yeah. And you need a tinfoil hat to go full Alex Jones.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Everyone gives him a lot of shit. He's a pretty smart dude.
Yeah, he is. Like, he knows what he's doing. That's what I have to say. He knows.
If you had the opportunity, would you go the way of like Anthony Cumia or Steven Crowder or Alex Jones and have like a daily show like that?
I was kind of thinking I wanted to go that route. I really like doing the live streams because I like the interaction. I like talking with people. And we were just talking in last night's stream that we wanted to get me put together a soundboard so I can have like the full radio experience and do like a daily show like that, or maybe a weekly show or 2 times a week or something like that.
That would be cool.
Yeah, that's another direction I was thinking of going before the face reveal, if there ever is one.
Oh, there'll be one. I'll just dox you till it happens.
Well, fuck. It takes all the fun out of it.
So what are your interests besides being a political shitlord?
I'm a programmer. I like programming. I'm an actor as well. I've done pro wrestling.
How do we know you mean the things you say if you're an actor?
That's a good point. But no, believe me, I mean the things that I say. My roommate has to put up with me ranting about it all the time, and that's kind of why I started a channel.
Poor guy.
Right.
Usually when you ask that question amongst quote unquote our crowd, you hear gaming, shit like that.
Oh no, I want to get into more intellectual stuff. I want to start doing some comedy sketches. I want to do like a radio thing. I've always been told I should be on the radio. And I've thought, hey, that might be an idea, but I don't want to work for some corporation. So doing my own shit.
What do you find the hardest part of being a content creator is?
not just resorting to just shitting on someone.
Yeah.
I think that's because it's so easy to sit there and go, look at you, you know, you're fucking faggot. You're just shitty in all ways. And it's very easy to you know, kind of break down into that. But I want to try to keep things a little bit higher brow than that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Now, you and I did a random stream with you. I think you had barely 400 subscribers maybe,
Mhm.
and I had like fucking almost none. So, what's your plan to network and grow as a channel to try to grow the Brad Impaler brand?
Well, basically what I've been doing, right? So I don't want to like just associate with a certain group. I don't want to just be, you know, the anti-SJW. I want to be the guy who actually asks the questions, gets the answers, and maybe gets some results. So I just want to keep building my network like I have been, pestering Sargon of Akkad or getting Bearing on, or, you know, because as you grow, your name gets heard more, people talk about you more, and then the more people will be like, well, working with him won't be a waste of time. And that's basically what I'm aiming for. Working with him won't be a waste of time. That will be my Brad Impaler brand.
Well, that's good. It's good to have an idea of what you want to sell of yourself. Data Wasteland in the chat's got pity, lots of pity. Well, it's good to have the idea of what you want to sell, because there's plenty of people who you can find who will shit on feminists, and there's plenty of people who you can find who will take the piss out of Black Lives Matter, but it's hard to not make the jokes.
Right. It is.
I know that because I always try to make the jokes.
Right. And you know, I some of my videos, and this is why I created the Diving In series, because some of my videos just like I'd have all these facts and have all these things, but then like I'm like, oh, people are gonna get bored. I'm gonna be rambling on and giving them a history lesson for 30 fucking minutes,
Right.
and not dropping a joke the entire time. And I'm like, oh, so I try to mix in a little bit, but Diving In is more of that fact heavy series.
Since you said it, since you've been woke as fuck,
Woke as fuck, motherfucker.
do you find it hard to do things in your day-to-day life without looking at something going, what the fuck is that? That's super shitty. Something you wouldn't have noticed 2 years ago.
Every moment I'm looking at something on the internet and going, oh, I could ramble for 15 minutes about this and just be fucking pissed, because, you know, you see these like schools are opening up these gender neutral bathrooms.
That's a thing.
That's becoming a thing. You're seeing then you're seeing Alex Jones spin off with some bullshit, and I've got people believing the shit that he's saying, calling me up and going, have you seen this? And I'm like, no, it ain't fucking real. So there's a lot of shit that pisses me off because I look at everything critically now. It's just it's crazy.
Do you think there's a level of toxicity in the anti-SJW community that needs to be taken care of before we turn into SJWs?
Definitely. Well, I'm not so afraid of us turning into SJWs as much as I'm afraid of us just turning into a self-destructing pile of political commentators. I don't think that we'll be so much out rioting as in rioting. We have so many content creators going back and forth with each other now in this same kind of this whole thing. So I don't even see the idea of it being a community becoming what the future looks like at all.
Well, hopefully, because there are, of course, toxic people. Like Tag is awful.
Fuck that guy.
I think there's a couple other people I think are turning toxic who I'm not going to name because I don't want that coming back on you.
Thanks.
But I think that we're just as susceptible to the groupthink mentality as anybody else is.
Yeah. Well, you see the community right now, if you can call it a community, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, quote unquote.
You see a lot, they're kind of breaking up into factions, especially with the whole Bearing drama. You see just a lot of infighting as far as that goes.
Yeah, I was at the center of some of that this morning. That was fun. Well, I said Tim didn't do anything bad. And like
Mhm.
10 people proceeded to take a shit on me.
Wait, someone said I cucked them. How did I cuck you? I don't remember
Yusuf.
cucking anyone.
You're gonna cuck all over Yusuf. But anyway, yeah, the bearing thing is turning kind of strange. But I was I was talking to somebody about it earlier. And I was like, Bearing's not gonna come out completely clean, but he's not gonna look anywhere near as bad as the people who did it.
So I don't even know what's going on. Bering didn't really provide anything except for something that said from Tim, "What the fuck? You ratted me out to Bering." So
Well,
why
it
would he
was
say ratted if he did nothing wrong? Like, why would he use that word?
well, the way I thought about it is he's telling Cooper Cab, the bear who is a love child of Bearing. And is he think he's not gonna say anything?
Yeah,
So I think part of Tim was like, yeah, I kind of don't feel right about this.
right. And unless the evidence is completely fabricated.
Which is possible. We
I
don't
mean, it is
know enough
definitely a
yet.
possibility.
But somebody definitely docs Bearing.
Hmm.
And I would not be surprised in the least little bit if uh Christy and the other dude were behind it. I still don't remember his name.
Danny something, Danny Quartz or whatever.
Something like that. Is that something you worry about? Getting doxxed, getting harassed online by the wrong kind of people? Harassed, quote unquote.
Um, I mean, not really. Uh, I've been in because I grew up on 4chan. I've been doxxed. I've had shit like that happen to me. And I'm just like whatever now. I'm just so insensitized to it that I'll be frustrated. I'll be like, what the fuck? But I don't think I'll break down or anything.
Yeah, I thought about that, and I thought about taking the piss out of whoever might dox me, so I
I
just
just
used my
shit on
name.
them. I just be like, yeah, great, you found out this stuff. Awesome. Next.
Yeah, I just put my name on there. I don't care. Sinach is my real last name.
Right. I'm just, I do the anonymity because right now, if I'm still like, see if I grow. If I grow and become an actual channel that can be sustained, then, I'm going to come out with my own docs.
Dox the
So
shit out of yourself.
I'm going to dox the shit out of myself. It doesn't fucking matter. I'm going to put my name all over shit. I mean, what the hell?
Hopefully your name is Brad IRL, so you can just stick with Brad the Impaler with a face.
Right, exactly. Just fuck. I don't give a shit, but I hope it happens when I'm ready.
Yeah, that would be best. And I think there are other reasons why people like us should stay anonymous
Mhm.
because we say things that sometimes aren't the most comfortable thing to talk about.
Definitely.
We don't want people we work with knowing that.
Exactly.
Like
You
that
know,
would be the best thing ever, just to get weird looks like you don't think rape culture is real. What are you, a rapist?
or when you do your joke videos and you're shitting on someone, they're like, well, you're a fucking asshole.
Oh, I hear that
I don't
anyway.
I don't care if some asshole I don't know calls me an asshole, but if my sister goes, "Oh my god."
If it's an asshole you have to see, then it's
Right, exactly.
Let's see, does the chat have anything good? I got a couple questions from the hashtag, but I got to go back and find them because my phone's so cool.
Yeah.
Just
And
decides.
what's his name? I am the King 48 had a question yesterday, though I can't quite remember what it was, but I said I'd answer it today. So I don't want to be a tease and not deliver.
Yeah, you tease. All right, this is from Patrick. Do you think that under President Trump, we could finally see mending of relations with Russia, and should we pursue this? Why?
Well, definitely.
Wait, real quick. Brad, you got
What?
a sister? Is she legal?
I'm not going to answer questions about the ages of my family members, but
That was I am the king.
I know. Yeah, I mean, she's over 18.
Okay, so back to the Russia thing.
So what I think Sorry, I had to gather my thoughts there for a sec.
Okay.
What I think is that Russia right now obviously loves the fact that Trump is president. There's no doubt about that. Whether they influence the elections or not, that's a topic for another stream. But what I think can happen here is we will see Trump at the very least mending those relations. If as long as he doesn't get pissed off at Putin for some reason, he seems to get pissed off pretty easily.
Yeah.
So I don't want Putin to do anything to piss him off, because I do think he's for America and American security. And if Putin starts to try to test his influence, he might find himself on the other side of a war.
Yeah. Well, we're in very strange times right now when it comes to the media and Russia.
Yeah, because the media is not actually telling us what's going on. So we have to go digging for that information. The media is putting up these facades, and we have to go, fuck your facade. We're looking for the actual truth.
Well, that's what the issue is with fake news right now. Is what happens when Snopes and ABC just decides that, Breitbart, it's fake news. And it's like, not really.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you BuzzFeed and Slate and the fucking Guardian will not be removed from our Twitter feeds.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous, man. So that's why we have to keep doing the things that we're doing. That's why we have to grow. We have to become bigger. We have to reach more people, because we need to make sure that people are looking at things and looking at them critically instead of just accepting them as fact.
Well, that's the times we're in, my friend. I saw an article this week about how it was so preposterous. Russia and Syria are organizing migrant sexual attacks in Germany in order to get Angela Merkel out of office.
Yeah. They're doing all kinds of, there's a lot of crazy things going on over there.
It's just, how the fuck did Russia, or no, the other one was Russia rigged the Brexit vote.
Yeah, that was one thing I saw in passing that I said fuck about.
Well, how is it okay? How do people just go, okay, that's it? Like, I follow a lot of different people on Twitter, and I try to find the most extreme. And I follow this one person who is just bought the Russia thing hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
And it's insane.
Well, they try to pretend they don't care, right? So I've talked to these people at work. I've talked to these people out on the street. They act like they care, but they try to give off that they don't care about politics. They're like, "Oh, I don't read the stuff. I get, the news says it. There you go." No,
yeah, they're headline readers.
No,
and that's one of the issues, because even in a lot of the headlines, they don't portray what's in the article.
No, they don't. The headlines, like the 1 in 3 or 1 in 4 statistic, where
pick a number.
We'll get
1 in 1.5
sexually assaulted on college campuses. Even the first report of that said that's not what this actually means. And just use that as a headline. But then, oh my God, everybody else fucking ran with it, all the way to the point where the president was even saying 1 in 4 women in colleges will be sexually assaulted. Like, what the fuck, man?
Do you think we're finally seeing the end of shaming tactics, or do you think it's just going to get worse?
No, it's going to get worse from here, man. I mean, this is the future. Welcome to it. Hopefully we can fight against it. Hopefully the Trump presidency does something to correct it. But
1984 wasn't a manual, goddammit. I don't know. This is starting to ring familiar of the mid-90s with their political correctness push.
Yeah, but you see, I mean, it keeps coming back. And like feminism keeps coming back. Like the discussions that we have to have about racism keep coming back. Like, just fucking drop the shit and people will evolve to just treat each other with fucking respect.
Well, with racism now, don't you know it's racist to not notice race?
Yeah.
So you're supposed to treat black people different. You're supposed to treat Muslims differently because they're different.
Go to fucking hell. That's all I have to say with that.
It's almost like they're saying these aren't people.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
You have to be nicer to them than you are normally because the narrative pushed right now, at least to me, it seems like if you say one wrong thing, then the mask comes off and you're suddenly in the presence of savages.
Right.
Like, no, they're just fucking people.
It's like, no, that they've lived lives before you've known them. Like that they have their own existence, their own mistakes, their own fucking lives. That's just what it is.
And I everybody I know loves Obama.
Ugh.
Loves him. And it's like, no,
I
he's
voted
been
for him the
bad
first time.
news.
I voted for him the first time.
Yeah, Obama's been bad news. You
Yeah.
should feel bad about that. But
I do. I
Well-
I officially regret it.
well, he said all the right things coming up.
Mm-hmm.
He was a nice, young, articulated guy, and
Yeah.
he talked the right shit, basically.
Yeah, he was very charismatic, and that's what gets the American people most of the time is charisma.
Well, yeah, Hillary was just full of fucking charisma, wasn't she?
Fuck that bitch.
She couldn't even stand up at a memorial. The fucking
But remember, she won the popular vote. So like, if mob rule was a thing, she'd be president right
well,
now.
that's why we have the Electoral College.
Well, president elect.
Yeah, that's why we have the Electoral College. It was because people in LA, you could travel to LA, Cleveland, Detroit, Chicago, Miami, New York, and win the popular vote.
Yeah, yeah.
So that I think that's like the
Well,
reason.
Trump pointed that out too in a tweet. He was like, okay, so I was fighting for the electoral college vote. If I were fighting for the popular vote, I still would have won because I would have changed my whole campaign up.
Yeah. Well, he's an expert shit talker.
Right. Yes, he is.
Hillary, oh, she was hard to watch, man. She would get on stage, and I'd watch her rally. She would get on stage, and she would yell into the microphone, completely forgetting that the microphone already amplifies your voice.
Oh, I hated her. Like, not genuine hate. I don't actually genuinely hate anyone, but I hated like to hear her speak. That was I hated her. It's like PTSD over here. I'm having flashbacks.
Yeah. And then I feel that electors are getting death threats. It's like, do you think that's what it's going to take?
Well, I mean, okay, so the 30-something electors have to change their fucking minds. They have to change their
I think
vote.
it's more than that. Is it 30?
I think it's 30-something.
She's at 232. So
Well, no, it's like 32 electors, I think, need to change their vote.
Yeah, he would need 30. I don't know what I was talking about.
So he that many people would have to change their vote, and I don't see that happening.
No,
But they're trying. They sure are trying.
Oh yeah, the celebrity video. It's like ugh. 38. Thank you, Jay Fry.
And then like they did a lunch for them or something, and showed them a presentation about why they should change the vote, and like that's unconstitutional in my opinion.
They're schmoozing the electors.
That is just unconstitutional.
And okay, let's do a thought experiment here. Let's say these 38 electors change their minds.
Mm-hmm.
What happens then?
Well, then I'll be pissed. But as the general population, I believe, will probably go into protests, clashing protests. It's going to be kind of crazy, I think. But I don't see that happening. I really don't. I don't
either, but you never know.
I mean, there will be no such thing as a peaceful transfer of power at that point, I think.
No. Let there be a civil war. I got guns and a fucking bunch of wooden nails. Whatever.
I mean, Trump himself will not let it stand. I know that.
No, there's got to be something in there that sets a precedent. I grab my gun. Yeah.
Or an unprecedented. Our president, future president, misspelled unprecedented.
That's okay. He doesn't need to spell. He just needs to do things.
Right.
Wood and nails, J. Fry.
So I don't know. Are people asking questions?
They're more or less just talking shit. Trump supporters will riot, but the media will make sure to call them rioters and the not my president peaceful protesters. Yeah, that's true. Half American doesn't even know electoral college is a thing. That's very true.
You know, I have to say, Bush did a lot of fucking things, and Bush was kind of shit.
Yeah,
but
I
man,
agree.
that dude had some fucking talent. He knew how to speak, even though he acted like a fucking idiot. I'm pretty sure he wasn't that much of a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I don't think he could have been that dumb. Well, there
No
was some
way.
shady stuff with Dick Cheney and Halliburton, but
Yeah, I mean, I just don't see like. Did you see when he dodged those shoes that the Muslim guy threw at him?
he runs like marathons and shit. He's a marathon runner.
Yeah, he was just like, wow.
He bench pressed.
Like, woo.
I think somebody, it was one of right after he left office or something like that. He bench pressed like 250 pounds for a bunch of reps.
Yeah, like he's pretty fit for an old man.
I am the king in the chat wants to know, how easy do drugs make you?
Oh God. Yeah, this is the question from last night, isn't it? I'm still not high enough for this.
Take up, buddy boy. Brad gets super slutty. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty damn slutty. There you go.
Jay Fry, how long have you
Pretty
been
much any
drinking?
drugs except for what was it? LSD. That doesn't make me easy. That just makes me scared.
Yeah, I don't think I could have sex on acid because you're putting your wiener in something, you look up and it's a fucking tiger.
Right. There's something like that. You know,
It doesn't sound
fucking
good.
know.
I don't like thinking about it, but I think that there would be pandemonium if the elector's overturned.
Oh God.
Because
yeah,
then what's
there
the
would.
point? What's the point of even voting?
Yeah. Yeah.
And how many of Hillary's 2 million popular lead are legal? That's what I want to know.
You know,
Because notice they didn't do recounts in states that she won, just where Trump won,
yeah.
and his margin grew in each state.
Yeah. I fucking love it. And Trump just fucking was all about gloating when he won those states even more.
Yeah.
He was like, "Ha, bitches."
Is it? And I am the king wants to know if it's the same for your sister.
Absolutely not. My sister is the opposite of sexual.
I think that's called asexual. And that's a
She-
gender, don't you know?
Yeah, she's wants nothing to do with any of that. It's really weird, but I'm not going to get into all that.
Yeah, that's what they want you to think, Brad.
Ferg's here. I didn't know that. Hi, Ferg.
Who the fuck's Ferg?
What do you mean, who the fuck's Ferg? He's only the most famous YouTuber ever. No, not really, but
is he?
no.
I was gonna say, I feel bad now.
That's PewDiePie, I think. But he's a good creator. I saw one of his streams.
Hi, Ferg.
And I was there and I interrupted it because I said something. And everyone's like, "Hey, Brad." I'm like, "Shut up. They're talking."
So let's put another what if in here. Let's say, oh, there's Ferg. I'm good, Jeezy. Okay. Let's say that you get to be big old YouTuber Brad Impaler.
Ugh, yeah.
The real question here is, are you going to remember Sinatra when you're at the top?
Absolutely.
Are you going to let me ride those coattails?
I don't see why anybody with sense would put me at the top, but
Well, did you see who we elected?
right. Okay.
PewDiePie has 50 million followers.
Yeah, PewDiePie. I mean, I know I make better content than PewDiePie. I will say that.
Well, it's like Leafy. Leafy used to be great.
PewDiePie.
He used to make me laugh so hard.
Yeah.
And then that was like around 2 million. And I was like, how the fuck did 2 million people enjoy this shit?
Right.
So you got to find your niche, man. And I think you did. Because
Oh,
you seem to be growing pretty damn well.
Yeah, I hope I did. I mean, I just like the conversations, and hopefully I can make some money off of it, so I don't have to try and find another job and cut down on my content, because I love just shooting the shit with people and arguing.
Yeah. Rent a warehouse and hire a team, Brad.
Right,
Uh,
right.
I think you could get away with an office. I'll come work for you.
Brad TV. Well, see, I just realized like the other day that maybe I could work for SwearNet, because they have this online streaming television station where you
Fucking
can
love
say
SwearNet.
whatever the fuck you want, and so I want to work for them. If
Yeah,
I have to
SwearNet's
work for
great.
anybody.
SwearNet's fucking awesome.
Oh hell yeah.
Do you think Putin knows no leader in the world is willing to go toe to toe with him? Probably. He's gangster as fuck.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, he knows that. I mean, just look at him when he sits there and he's talking. He's got like all the chill in the world. He's slouched back. He's a world leader, but he doesn't give no shits.
Did you see the video of him ho checking all the labor leaders?
No.
Oh, you got to find it because he's holding this meeting because I guess the leaders of the workforce were shitting on their employees. And he shows up to this thing and he's like, that's why when I came here, all these fucking people ran around like cockroaches trying to fix it up for me. So I'm going to make you sign this contract or I'm going to remove you and have somebody put in who will sign it.
Yeah.
And one of the guys didn't sign it. And Putin called him out and made him come up to the table and made him sign it. The pen bit, yeah. And then the guy starts walking away and Putin's like, give me back my pen.
He gives no shits.
Yeah, he's fucking gangster. And I think that's why most people like him, because America has been shit on and walked all over for 8 years. And we were finally go, I don't really feel like taking anybody's shit anymore.
Right. Yeah.
And that's how we got Trump.
Yeah. A Putin, I love him to death. I think he tells the truth.
He is a dangerous individual.
Leader. I think he tells the truth more than any world leader. I think he just says what's going on, and then he asserts why Russia wants to change it. But he delivers the facts, and he goes, there you go. Just there you fucking go.
I think he absolutely can be a danger. You pissed off Yusuf in the chat.
Well, okay. So when I say that, okay, I loved him to death too, but I don't agree with most of anything he says. What I love about Putin is his realness. Okay, I don't love his policies. I don't love how he's against homosexual marriage. I don't like a lot of the stuff that he does. But what I like is how just fucking real he is. Like, he doesn't have any shits to give because he knows that he's pretty damn powerful.
Yusuf in the chat said, he definitely pissed me off. I hate Brad so much, and he pisses me off.
No. I just wanted to make sure that point was clear. That when I say stuff like that, like, I know Putin is fucked up in a lot of ways, but he's fucking real.
He's absolutely a dangerous individual.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But he does things that no other world leader does.
Yeah.
He's pro Russia. Like, did you see that video of Angela Merkel on stage and she takes the German flag and throws it?
Yeah, I did see that, where somebody was waving it and she took it from them, gave him a disapproving look, and tossed it to the side. Like, what the hell?
Well, now she's got to start being a little better. She's running for her 4th term. I think people aren't going to like this. I think that World War III is going to come out of Germany again, but it's not going to be the Germans.
Right.
As long as nobody pisses off Russia.
I don't know. World War III is a topic that is just very vast right now, because there are a lot of different geopolitical structures in place right now that are very volatile, and at any point they could collapse, and that could create just a cascade of shit around the world.
Yeah, I don't see anything coming out of like south of the equator though. Like Africa's not starting.
Okay, hold on. Berg says, okay, that's a bad. See, I don't think Hitler was fucking real. Hitler was half Jew, or like a quarter Jew, or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just fucking lied his way through the whole thing, led an anti-Jew movement as part Jew.
And he didn't even tell most of the Nazis what was going on. Like
No.
1% of the Nazis knew that the concentration camps existed.
Yeah.
What else is in that comment? I don't think he's talking like I am a Putin fan. Well, maybe he is, but I think
No.
he's more or less saying that Putin says shit that nobody else says. That's the issue.
Yeah, and that he has the ability to just speak about what's going on and not give a shit about the repercussions of it in the United States media. So I'm just saying that I really hope that the United States and Russia can have a good relationship.
Yeah,
That's my main.
We don't have to hate Russia.
No.
Putting a despot in a positive light because of a single favorable characteristic is questionable principle. Just because we say that he's one thing or another doesn't mean we're suddenly hanging out with him and taking selfies and shit.
I'm not going to defend Putin at all. I know that there are things that he has done, but there are things the United States has done too.
Yeah, we're not the best in the world's light right now either.
We've done some pretty fucked up shit that most Americans don't even know about because they don't look at the shit that gets declassified. Yeah. But we do shit, and so I don't know, if you say you love America, then are you supporting all the fucked up shit we do? I don't think so.
No.
I'll be right back. I gotta grab something real quick.
All right, Brad's gotta go adjust his dildo. So what's going on in the chat? I wanna hear more from Ferg. Well, everyone says they love Obama, but he, from a scandal standpoint, I guess he was okay, but he did a lot of fucked up shit too. If you don't count the NSA, the whistleblower, his daughter's doing drugs, the drones killing a lot of innocent people. If you don't count that, he was okay. But when I said Obama's a bitch, that's true. When I said Putin was a gangster, I didn't mean that in the good way. I meant he was like a union,
a fucking real mobster.
Yeah. I meant
literal gangster.
I meant Tribbley and suit jacket gangster, not saggy pants Snoop Dogg gangster.
I mean, America has a history. America started with the slaughter of Native Americans. Yeah. So every time you say I love America, you're probably not thinking of those instances. You're thinking about what America actually stands for. And when I talk about Putin, when we're in the context of speaking about the way he talks, I'm saying I love that about him. End of story. I hate Putin in many aspects.
Oh, fuck, there's one last thing I wanted to get to. Okay. So did you vote for Trump? Are you gonna
Yes. Share that? Yep, I did. I voted for Trump. And I tried to get an anonymous roommate to vote for Trump too.
Did anonymous roommate vote for Trump?
Anonymous roommate won't share that information with me.
So you probably voted for Gary Johnson.
Yeah, you probably voted for Hillary is my guess.
What is Aleppo? Okay, so
what is Aleppo? Yeah.
So we're used to, and I think this is a good ending note because I have to get out of here at 10:30.
All right.
So do you think that as much as you liked or disliked Trump, would it make you respect any president more if they said, all right, if they came out and said, here's my campaign promises, here's what I can't do and why I can't do it? Would that make you even look at Obama differently?
Oh, hell yes. If a president came out and said, okay, so I got into office now and I've learned some things. Even if he just says, I've learned some things, so I can't do this, 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 and this, that's good enough for me. Don't try and pretend that you're still trying to keep up on those promises.
Yeah. I think that would be a lot better to come out and say, here's what happened. They showed me the video of the Kennedy assassination. Here's what I said
Maybe
I
not
would
that
do.
honest, but just a little bit of transparency where you're like, listen, I learned some things, and because of those things that I've learned, here's a list of my promises that I can't fulfill.
And if they give a little reason why, like here's this, here's why I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like don't give us details, just be like, well, I wanted to build a wall, but I can't because of foreign interests with Mexico through the,
Yeah,
they say why.
exactly. I think transparency is something we need a lot more from our government.
I think that would make anybody a little bit more likable if they're just more honest.
Exactly.
And that's why people either loved Hillary Clinton or they fucking hated her.
She was a fucking liar all the way, though. At least
Yeah.
Trump's problems with facts can be cast off to him having a massive ego and also being a massive embellisher.
Yeah.
But Hillary Clinton was like calculatingly lying about things.
Yeah. And she never felt sincere. Everything she said felt crowdsourced.
Oh, I love this question. I got to answer this question. Hold on. Brad, would you rather have $1 million or 1 million subs?
Let me answer this after you.
I would rather have 1 million subs.
I definitely would pick subs because chicken bacon ranch is the shit. And I think I'd pick subs too. You can make $1 million with 1 million subs.
Yeah, and not only that, but that's 1 million conversations I could possibly start. That's awesome. Subs for days, motherfucker.
Yeah, get me some Philly cheese.
Mafk.
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 You know what I'm saying?
Know what I'm saying?
What are you taking a note on census? 6 or 7. I'm so glad someone else likes Trailer Park Boys.
I love it.
I know Kristen. I want Lisa Ann to suck me off. That was the topic. Would you let Lisa Ann blow you?
Who the fuck
That's
is
a
that?
perfect ending question.
Who's Lisa Ann?
Look it up.
Oh, hold on.
So a small loan of 1 million keks.
Give me a second here. Lisa Ann.
It's a sin to dislike Trailer Park Boys. Yeah. I'm trying to plan a vacation and I might head up to Halifax.
The answer is yes.
Yeah, she could probably. Yeah, Hillary said she was named for.
The answer is yes. I would let her blow me.
Yeah, she could probably suck. She'd probably suck a fucking cinder block through something smaller than a cinder block.
What the fuck, man? Okay.
Anna Kasparian in my mouth. Yeah, she's pretty cute too. She's just really stupid. She has that voice.
Anna Kasparian can get fucked. I fucking hate that bitch.
Okay, we're not doing this.
I fucking hate her.
Every time we're not doing this again.
Fucking hate that bitch.
Yeah, I don't.
Don't get me started.
The video I made about her is the second most popular video I have. And it's weird because it took me 15 minutes to put it together. And I think I have like close to 3,000 views on it now. And the first comment is, you're sitting here saying how big of a piece of shit she is for talking down to people, and you're calling her a harpy bitch and shit. Like, yeah, I don't claim the moral high ground. Fucking piece of shit. I know I'm an asshole.
She just needs to own up to the fact that she's a bitch. That's what she needs to do.
Oh, I Am the King has a really good question.
What?
What's the biggest you've ever taken, you bisexual faggot?
Holy shit. A little while ago,
Like
I had
20
this...
minutes ago?
no, hold on. A little while ago, I had this feeling that my mother was watching my stream. So I'm not sure if I should answer that. 9.
Oh, that's
Maybe.
pretty large.
But
Fucking garbage.
who's fucking garbage?
Anna.
Oh yeah,
Fucking garbage. I'm
fucking
better
garbage.
than you.
Yeah,
Not you, Brad. You're the opposite. You're ungarbage.
I'm ungarbage.
You're perfectly good ungarbage. Was he black, Brad? It's okay to know. I don't think that's relevant.
No. No.
That's big, right, guys? Yeah, that's something to write home about.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't black.
Would you date somebody who's black?
Yes.
Would you date someone who's fat?
Yes.
Would you date someone who's trans?
Yes.
Would you date someone who's disabled?
Yes.
Well, if you answered no to any of these questions,
I didn't actually.
oh God, that's an interesting one. I almost called her a she fuck.
So last night, me and my viewers came up with a name for my viewers.
I was here.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if everybody here was here. So I think I'm gonna start calling y'all the Impaled. I used to call you Peeps, but you guys didn't like that. So the Impaled. Do you guys like that?
The Impaled's good. I think we can do better though.
I think we could, but I like all the different things that the Impaled brings to mind.
I think the Impaled should be used for people you've had on the spike. Like, oh, Baring's been impaled. Roaming Millennial's been impaled.
Yeah. Yep.
So, fuck.
Bree Kavanaugh, I love you too. What?
I have a question, but I'll ask you after the stream because I don't want to sound like a jackass.
After the stream. Okay. Let's see. All right. So I think we're at the end, right?
Unless the chat has any last minute questions, yeah, I think we'll call it a night.
Any last minute questions? Because
ask whatever you want. Give us the shittiest shitpost questions.
Sinatra says he had to go.
Yeah, I gotta go take care of that thing.
With the stuff.
We could have had a half-hour longer stream if Brad was on time.
The fucking waitress at the restaurant, man. She had the check in her hand and the card to pay for it, and was just sitting there talking to a table for like 15 minutes. Like, fuck that bitch.
Would you bang Blair White?
Absolutely.
Are you gonna have Martin on at any time?
Please hit me up in a DM or something. I want to talk to you on a Coffin Cast or something. It would be awesome to have you on.
Yeah, I like being on streams with him a lot. He's really good.
And
is your sister a virgin? Okay.
I'm not answering more questions about my sister.
So that's a yes to Martin, a yes to Blair White. Yeah, Blair White could get it.
Oh, hell yeah.
I feel like the lip makeup's a little crusty. He said follow him on Twitter. On a scale of 1 to 2, how much of a faggot are you?
I'm fucking 3. I'm a fucking faggot, man.
Damn.
Just a fucking faggot.
That's 150% faggoty.
I know, right? It's fucking ridiculous. I need to get my shit together and stop being a faggot.
But I need information about her, Brad.
No, you are not getting any information about my sister. I will give you all the information you want about me. But
Blair White still has a dick. Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine with me. Shit.
Yeah, it's probably a fucking knee shooter too.
Yusef has to unsubscribe because I'm a fucking 3 faggot. Well, too late. I'm sorry, man.
You can out it in your mouth, no homo. So Jekko the Clown needs to learn how to spell.
I'm not trying to be mean, but maybe English is not his first language, but I don't know.
I'll be mean. Kidding, Brad. You're stuck with me.
Thank you. I'll deal with that torture. That's okay.
Yeah, you don't seem so bad. All right. Any last minute questions? Come on, you fucks. Let's go, freak bitches. Brad, face reveal. See, I don't know why you're asking about his sister. Brad could be fat and ugly, and so could his sister. But he's an actor, so he's probably not.
Okay, well, not that information. I am the King 48, not giving you my address either or my social security number.
What's wrong?
522924982.
That's fucked up. That might be his social security number. I was like, oh, Brad, or what did it's wrong with it? Bad.
Brad will marry. Brad, will you marry me?
Brad and Sinatra, you two fuck on film and upload it to video for us.
Sure.
Just
give me a date and time, and then we'll fucking make it happen. Brad and Sinatra, will you two fuck on film and upload the video for us?
Yeah, that can happen.
Sure. Just like what, like $100?
If you donate $200 to Brad's Patreon,
Right. We can make
he'll
it happen.
split it with me.
Doxed. 564-345-4721.
Isn't that one too many numbers?
No. Yeah. There's only supposed to be 2 in the middle there.
No, fuck you, bitch. So Yusuf's gonna not subscribe to me because he's a piece of shit. Brad, you're not worth that. Hey, I'm worth that.
Damn, I'm not worth $100 to see.
I'm worth it.
Got it.
You gonna do
Do
the
that.
dub stream after?
Hell yes, I will be doing that.
Going to bed night, hubby. Good night, Bree.
Night, wife.
Who do you voice on South Park? Sinatra, I'm sub to you, BB Heartback.
Who do I voice on South Park? You know, I had someone tell me that I sound like one of the South Park voices. But then I got the new mic and they said I didn't sound like one of the South Park voices anymore.
All right, that's it. End the fucking stream.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us, everybody. I will be in the dub track stream, and I'll answer some questions there too. Thanks for coming. 500 subscribers. Thank you.
Congratulations, sir.
Good night, everybody.